Are you looking for something different for dinner that the kids and family will love? Try some chicken bacon ranch pasta. Let me show you how I did it here. We're going to get started with our pound of bacon, get it cut up and going. We got our cubed chicken breasts here. We're going to get them seasoned up. Of course, we got to start out with the SPGP, the salt, pepper, and garlic powder. We're going to hit it with some paprika. And I really like this caramelized onion butter, Kinder's seasoning. It's very good. We're going to put some of that in there. And I always use the Dano's Original whenever I'm doing chicken. It adds a good flavor to it as well. And of course, we're going in with some of that ranch seasoning. I used about a fourth of this packet. Just got to watch the salt in that stuff. If you put too much in, it's going to be too salty. So make sure you pay attention to that. Once the bacon is good and crispy, we set that aside. We left just a little bit of that bacon fat back in the skillet here because we're going to reduce our onions down. We like to get them good and soft. You know we have to season them. A little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And guys, if you don't want to use onion, you don't have to put it in. But once we get it to that point where the onions are nice and soft and brown, I like to go ahead and add the chicken in. And we're going to get this spread out flat on the pan. And we want to get some good color on that chicken. And we'll kind of get a nice little char on it. And that's kind of what we're looking for. So mix it around and everything. You just basically obviously want to cook this until it's completely done. And we're going to check the temperature here in a little bit. But of course, you got to get that chicken internally till it's about 165. And there you go. Pulled out a big piece there. Nice, fluffy, soft. Good to go. So we're going to get that chicken pulled aside. I left just a little bit of that chicken juice and extra seasonings in the pan because we're going to make our roux. So I got a little over 2 tablespoons of butter in there. We're going to get this melted down. Going in with a scoop of minced garlic. And you want to make sure you move this around. You don't want to burn the garlic, but you want to make sure you move it around. It should become fragrant. It might take a couple minutes. But we're going to get that garlic nice and kind of roasted in that pan. But make sure, again, you do not want to burn the garlic. You have to start over. So we're going to make our roux here. We're going to add in a little over 2 tablespoons of flour. Doing the same thing, constantly moving it around. You want to cook off that flour. And it's going to take a little bit, so just keep stirring it around. All right, now we're going in with a little over 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. So you guys just learned how to make a roux with your butter and your flour, and now we're making a bechamel. That's when you add some milk or heavy whipping cream to your roux. We're making a cheesy bechamel, and I've got about a pound of Colby Jack cheese that I shredded up here. So we're adding that in a little bit of a time so it can melt easily, and we're seasoning with salt, pepper, and the garlic powder. Then I used about a half of that packet of the ranch seasoning and just kind of season it to taste. Again, that stuff is kind of salty, so dump a little bit in, taste it. Dump some more if you want and taste it and see how it goes. Same with the amount of cheese. Get it to the right cheesiness that you like, and there you go. Really probably could have added a little bit more liquid in this to kind of get it a little bit more thin, but it's going pretty good. So we're going to add in our boiled pasta here. I think that's rotini. I decided to use something different and just kind of get it all mixed together and incorporated. At this point, your heat should pretty much be on low. You can maybe even turn it off. But there's no need to really have the heat on too much anymore. We're throwing in our crumbled crispy bacon there. Then we're going to put in our cooked chicken breasts here that we did and get that all stirred together. Add a little bit more of that Colby Jack cheese on top. We're going to sprinkle some parsley for fanciness. And look at that, guys. Chicken bacon ranch pasta. Pretty easy dinner. This thing was an absolute hit. All my kids loved it. Give it a try, guys. I appreciate it. Give me a like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you all next time.